So, welcome to Betting the Beast, a new episode with the lovely Candice.
Hi Jim, how you going? Fourth episode of Betty and the Beast, of us together.
I know, we should have an anniversary party.
I just think we should keep going every week. Jim has just knocked the microphone into my face.
Sorry about that.
It's alright.
Yes, so 4 episodes together. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm really tired today, and we ran out of Pepsi Max. Oops, shouldn't say that because they're not sponsoring us.
Yeah, I didn't purchase the diet cola beverage that is usually required for us at this late hour to keep us going throughout the show. So
yes.
who knows what's going to happen.
Probably should have some caffeine beverages. Okay, so now I wanted to tell you a story first up. We had a local blog which will remain unnamed, and the person who writes that will remain unnamed, but reviewed our show, and it was overall pretty positive, and that's awesome to get some awareness. But they thought we were quite conservative.
We are quite conservative.
I know. It's like we're
we are the conservative relationship advice givers. Yeah.
I just like to say that I am not some undercover Christian youth group worker who's trying to get everyone to,
not believe in sex before marriage or that. Yeah. But it's not about that. To me, I'm conservative. I'm romantic, and I believe in self-respect.
Yeah. So sorry about that if we're too conservative. I sent out the challenge for that person who wrote that article to come on the show.
I would love them to come on the show.
And but so far they haven't committed to that. They can't quite hack the pressure, I don't think, personally. But
thank you for reviewing us all the same. Thank you for your attention. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah. So thanks for all the attention. Thanks for all the letters.
Thank you.
That we get in.
So tell people about Betting the Beast, Jim, for those who don't know what's going to happen.
If this is the first show you're just listening, okay, I guess it's just like a relationship advice show, but it could be anything. It's like an agony aunt. Me and Candice are just, or whoever we have in are just sort of like your friends, We don't have any technical qualifications. Yeah. We're just giving you down to earth, friendly advice. And you can put us on your iPod and listen to us and feel comfort that you're not alone in the world.
You're not alone. We're here to help. We're here to help, give you advice.
So if you have, if you want to send us questions, you can send them into jimmerish.fm@gmail.com. Use a pseudonym with your thing, and we won't read out your real name or give out your emails or anything like that. So don't worry. It's all secure. Hopefully one day I'm going to get around to putting up anonymous posting things so you can just type some random stuff in and we might answer it. But until then, jimmerish.fm@gmail.com. You can find the Jimmerish FM website at fm.jimmerish.com. You can leave a comment if you want another post and answer a question, give a question like that. It's up to you. So we've got some questions in, and today, since it's the first show we've done since Valentine's Day, it seems a lot of them to do with Valentine's.
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day special.
Yeah. So here we go. Ready? First question.
Ready.
Dear Betty, well, today is Valentine's Day. I've seen my boyfriend once before he has left the house for church. I didn't want... Oh, I should start again. I don't even know what this person is trying to say. Dear Betty, well, today is Valentine's Day. I've seen my boyfriend once before he has left the house for church. I didn't want him to leave this morning, but it's church, so I feel as though I can't get mad. My problem is that he's been home... the apartment upstairs for like 3 to 4 hours now with his friends, but he promised when he got home that he would spend time together. He hasn't come down yet, and he got mad when I texted him and told him how I felt. It's like he doesn't care at all about how I feel about anything. It's always this way. What should I do? Thanks for it in advance. From Candy. Not you?
Not me.
Another Candy.
If this, it sounds like this isn't a one-time occurrence. It sounds like maybe is he spending too much time with his friends and not making enough time for his partner, especially on a day like Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Is it important to spend time with your significant other?
It is a holiday to highlight your love with your partner and spend time together and, rejoice in the fact that you're in a relationship. But at the same time, if that's the only day you're celebrating your love, then I think you got problems as well. You're together you should always be doing stuff together and making time for each other and making time for romance, not just only one day of the year. But I think his behaviour's not really good enough. It's Valentine's Day. It's the one day of the year where, it is it's more compulsory to spend with your partner. So if he's hanging around with his mates and you've made plans to be together, then you have the right to be upset. You have the right to be upset and be angry at your partner and to be messaging him saying, I'm upset here. But if that's his only flaw, hopefully you can work through this and he can give you the attention that you deserve, Candy.
Yeah, fair enough.
She deserves more attention.
Personally, I've had some, I've had it driven out of my brain by some personal experiences that Valentine's Day is nothing.
Yeah.
Don't get involved.
Yeah.
So maybe you should ask him about that. Just tell him that Valentine's Day is important to you.
Yeah.
And make sure he knows. Otherwise, he might just assume that, it's just another day.
Not a big deal.
We can be lovers any day.
Yeah. Is Valentine's
guys
Day...
are like that. They're
like,
I don't know. I feel, given the guy's point of view.
Is Valentine's a big deal for you, James?
No. Well, because, some of my closest friends had their birthday on Valentine's Day, and so they've sort of driven it into my brain that, you're not allowed to celebrate Valentine's Day. It's my birthday.
It's my
Come
birthday.
Party with me. Don't go out with your friends.
We have to go get boozed.
Yeah. So I've never, albeit those people aren't in my life now. Yeah. So this last Valentine's Day, everyone was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I just went to work and had a normal day.
Yeah, had a normal day. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
So, yes. Next question. Dear Betty, while attending a particular club, I became extremely aroused. I finally found this glorious sexy lap dancer. I nearly made it to the end, but as she was grinding me, I unfortunately ejaculated. I was incredibly embarrassed and rushed to the restroom to clean up. The dancer thought it was funny, but I'm concerned. Has anyone heard about this happening? Are there any dancers out there who can tell if this happened while they were dancing? What is the best way to really hold on in this circumstance? I really need some help with this. From mid-40s guy.
Yeah, you need some help holding back. Okay. I'm sure you're not the only male to have experienced this. I'm sure you're not the first one to be in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where you've been overly aroused by a lap dance at a strip club.
Do you have any experience as a stripper?
No, I don't have any personal experience as a stripper, so I don't have any professional striptease advice. I probably have more advice on dance moves and maybe music choice or something.
Yeah.
But besides that, back to the point of the story.
What I've never really understood about going to strip clubs. I mean, the reason I included it in there was just going a bit of rant. It's like, I don't get it. Why do guys want to go to a strip club and get a lap dance and they can't really just jerk off on the spot or anything? That's all the kind of pain. That's exactly the thing I don't want.
That you don't want to put yourself through.
Yeah.
You're right.
I understand maybe you should put the money towards a prostitute. I can understand that because you get a proper release or go to a massage parlor and get a happy ending. Yeah. I can understand that thing. But lap dancers...
Lap dance. You don't understand.
I just don't get it.
Don't get
it.
Well, what's your advice?
And I don't know why he expected to not have that problem.
Yeah, exactly. She's obviously an excellent stripper.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, you can go... I mean, it's the same with trying to be a good lover and going longer, I guess. You got to hold on.
Exactly, you got to hold on. James, what are your tips for holding on?
Well, this is the thing, is that, you got to think about everything, but
yeah. You got to think about dead puppies, Renee Zellweger, broken computers.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing is that, girls, what kind of annoys me is like girls are like, why are you not concentrating? Why are you not thinking about me? Because I'm trying to be better by not thinking. Anyway, maybe there are guys out there who can do both.
I'm trying not to explode too soon.
Can think about it and put all the attention to a girl at a time, and be a good lover. But I'm, I don't have enough practice, I guess. Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know.
I've heard a secret is to maybe not enjoy. Oh, this is more for going a second time, but to not enjoy. Okay, this isn't a tip for. This is a tip for having sex once and then being able to do it again afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
You can't enjoy it as much the first time, so then you can go a second time.
All right.
You have to try not to enjoy it.
Try not to enjoy it the first time, and then next
try
time
not to
just
enjoy
let
it and
yourself go.
ejaculate too much, and that way you can have sex again, and prolong your sexual relations.
I usually, I don't like talking about stuff, but I usually find if it's a good partner, it's pretty easy to go again.
Yeah, that's true. If you love
it's
each
usually
other, it's a
if
good partner.
the partner's good and you're like, I don't like being with this person, that it's hard to go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so you're right. Okay, so our advice for our gentleman from the strip club is just, think about something else. Think about everything else but. And maybe just avoid that strip club because she's obviously very good at her job.
Go to a prostitute.
Get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Look for a partner. Join a book club. Join a gym.
Go whack one off in the shower.
Join the library. go whack one off in the shower. Yeah.
It's clean. You don't make a mess. It all gets washed away.
That wasn't too conservative, was it?
No.
Right,
well,
so
we're
there.
still pretty conservative. I'm sure we can. I could go. I am like, one of these people with dual personality, and I can either go extremely conservative or extremely opposite way.
Wild, yeah.
So I have to balance myself in the show because I don't want, what if my mum listened to it? God. She probably is. Hello, Mum. This next question. Dear Betty, I am 28. My partner is 17 years older than me. We've been living together for 7 years now. Relationship was always up and down, but generally all right. I've never cheated on him and don't have anybody in mind now. Now we have a 2-year-old daughter, and I am 4 months pregnant. I feel we have nothing in common anymore, apart from the baby. It is hard to communicate with him, and sex doesn't exist anymore. Also, his daughter from the previous relationship is living with us, and because of her behaviour, we have loads of arguments. I feel there is nothing left, and the love from his side has gone. Thinking of leaving him, but afraid of moving out, raising kids on my own. Plus, I still have feelings for him, but I can't go through all the arguments and coldness. Think with time it will go downhill anyway. Should I stay and accept not to be happy, but stay for the kids, or go and try a new life? From the age difference person. From age difference.
Got kids. They're married. They married? I didn't say they were married, was it? They've been together for 7 years and they're living together and have kids.
Yeah,
so
they don't say they're married. Yeah.
They're pretty much.
They've been together 7 years, and have kids, so they're probably de facto.
Yeah, definitely de facto. I think if you still have feelings for him, like you said, you need to, you really need to give it a shot. You've got kids together, you're living together. You might have run out of things in common, but maybe you just need to do something to invigorate your relationship. Maybe you both need to find something that you can do together. Something you can, even if it's just reading the same book or going and seeing a movie or doing something together, going and playing tennis together or going for a walk or something. Yeah. Do something together to invigorate your relationship and try and connect again. Because if you still care for him and you still love him, you really should try and make this work.
I mean, it's always hard because I assume that you know, they're in very different circumstances to us, being together 7 years and having children and being pregnant and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like they are, you know, one of the main issues of contention is that the daughter from the previous marriage, who I'm guessing is probably a bit older in her teenage years, maybe going through the terrible teenage years. That's what I'm getting. That's what I say here.
And she's living at home with her dad
and it says
and
her behaviour is causing a lot of arguments. So obviously, you know, you got to communicate well, sit down, talk. I mean, I've seen some of my older like uncles and that have a situation where they, you know, have to sit down and talk and say, what do we want to do as parents? How do we want to handle the older child? Yeah. And communicate about that so that you're on the same page. Otherwise, if one person's telling him off for doing one thing, other one's letting them go for that, that's always going to cause problems. And the teenager will take advantage of that and kind of not intentionally, but try and drive you against each other to get what they want. That's what usually I've seen that happen.
So your issues with the stepdaughter, you need to talk about it, work through it, and she's not going to cause you problems forever. She'll grow out of it. She'll mature, grow up, and won't be a problem. It won't be a problem anymore. You know, it's definitely something you can work through. Yeah.
No worries. Thanks.
Thank you. Age difference 17.
You can see I made that nickname come up because they didn't give one. So I'm going to start giving them nicknames. You don't give your own nickname.
And thank you for your questions, everyone. Jimmerish.fm@gmail.com.
Yeah, send them in.
Send us your questions. We're your best friends. We're here to help you.
Okay, next question. Dear Betty.
Your best Betty. I'm your best Betty.
The best Betty.
Yeah. And he's your best beast.
I am the beast. Dear Betty, I'm 20 and I've never had a guy on Valentine's Day. I'm always single and lonely on V days. All guys thinks I'm cute and sexy and they only come to me cause of sex. Been single for 14 months now, no sex. And all the guys that have come my way just wanted sex, and of course I said no, because I want relationship sex, not just sex. I want relationship sex, not just sex. I'm a bad person. Everyone thinks I'm really sweet, great personality, always smiling and very friendly. Please, I'm not a bad person, sorry. Always smiling and very friendly. Please share your stories so I don't feel alone. I just want to be in love. Thanks. From Pendy.
Oh, Pendy. I hope that's a pseudonym.
I'm not sure.
Pendy.
Well, I haven't given out the last name.
Oh, okay. Well, Pen, you sound like a beautiful girl. You sound lovely. But, Pen, you're 20 years old. You're so young. And I really admire the fact that you have these guys approaching you for sex and you say no. I so admire that, and I love you, Pen. I love you for it, because that's fantastic, and you've got the right... You know, you only want to have sex when you're in a relationship and obviously like someone, and I think that's fantastic, and you shouldn't change that. You shouldn't change your values. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to say. I think you're wonderful. I think that's so fantastic. But the second thing is, you know, you're 20 years old, you're really young. If you want to find a relationship with someone, maybe you're not looking in the right places. Maybe you're in I kind of think maybe you're meeting all these guys in nightclubs or bars, and sometimes that's not the best place to meet a man for a relationship. You might need to start going other places. Yeah. You might need to mix it up and go to a few maybe small cocktail bars or a wine bar, or you know, just somewhere different so you can meet men that don't just want to have sex with you. Yeah. I think that's the key.
I went through,
but you're not alone,
a period of like maybe a year where I went out like 3 nights a week and spent all my money on that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it was just a total waste of time. Like, you know, of that whole year, I maybe met 2 people that, you know, actually I seriously may have considered, and most of the time it was by accident. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're just never going to meet someone that you actually might identify with in a noisy club, you know, with alcohol and that. Yeah. It's good to get involved in something and meet people through that, you know.
But you're young
through
and
your work or through your passions, like
exactly.
hobbies.
Work, you know, work is a great place when you're that age to meet someone sexy and that way, you know, you're working together, you get to know each other as friends first, and then a relationship develops from there. So, you know, if a relationship is what you really want, maybe think of a little job change.
Yeah. Go to somewhere where, you know, boys and girls.
Yeah, where there's going to be a bit more, bit of a better boy-girl ratio where you work. But you're not alone. I was exactly in your position when I was 20 years old. I was single, never had a boyfriend before in my life. Like, you know, I thought I was a nice person, but guys were never interested in me. You know, and eventually someone will. You know, just stay the beautiful person that you are. Stay true to yourself. Stay happy. Stay smiling. Stay positive, and someone will fall in love with you, and you will love them, and you will just. It'll all come to you, Pen. I promise. If you keep living your life like this, it'll all turn around.
Sounds good.
You'll have a beautiful relationship.
And one day you'll get to hang out on Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Thank you, Pendy.
Thank you.
Dear Betty, I am really sad because my husband didn't buy me anything for Valentine's Day, and the worst part is that he tells me in the morning that he didn't get me anything, and that he will buy me flowers tomorrow, which he probably won't. I just said, it's okay, you don't have to, and I kissed him, but deep down in my heart I am really hurt, because the same thing happened for my last birthday, and he told me that he didn't have any money to get me anything. I mean, I'm not asking for anything expensive, just like a card or a chocolate. That's what I did. I got him a card and I made him a cake, because that's what I did. I got him a card and I made him a cake, because that's all I was able to do, since I am not working right now. The thing is that he bought things before we got married, even for Valentine's Day. It just makes me really sad when I think about it. He doesn't have $5 to spend for me. I really don't want to talk to him about it, because I did after my birthday when we got into an argument, and I guess it didn't make a difference. So my question is, did this happen to anyone else? I really don't want this to happen every year. Any advice would be helpful. I'm really sad right now, and it doesn't help to see him sleeping either. I'm really sad right now. It doesn't help to see him sleeping either.
Yeah, she's out typing this email, and
from cheap
her
hubby
husband,
lady. Right.
Her cheap husband is asleep on the couch.
Obviously, as we notice the pattern, usually if there's problems on Valentine's Day, it means there's something else wrong. In this case, he forgot to buy something on a birthday, which is kind of who cares about Valentine's Day? But your birthday.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Your life partner's always got to remember that. It's the contract.
Yeah.
But
you know what? My partner didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day. He comes home and he's like, Candace, there was no flowers left at the shop. The only ones that were left were really ugly. So he never got me flowers, but the thought was there, You
hope.
And we still, we had a beautiful Valentine's Day together. We sat on the beach and had fish and chips, and it was all really beautiful and just really sweet. And it was really nice. We just spent time together.
That's all I like for Valentine's is time.
It's just spending time together. But at the same time, you made it. I think making him a cake and a card, that's really sweet. And yeah, I know. It doesn't take much. I understand where you're coming from. You just want a little token of his love. Just a little token of affection.
Yeah.
Cheap husband. Your cheap husband can't spare you $5. Yeah.
Make a card out of.
Tell him. Don't sit there silently. You tell him. Tell him. Say you cheap husband. Ain't got $5
I was
to spare
really
for me.
poor, and I made a card out of a napkin, a leftover dirty napkin, and they appreciate it because I just wrote a little note on it, and they enjoyed reading it, and then they probably threw it out, but they got to read the note.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
It's not about spending money. It's about just a little token of love.
I hope next year he
exactly
takes you.
Well, not even next year. I hope that this week he takes you out somewhere nice and buys you flowers.
Yeah, just tell him to come talk to us, and we'll be like,
we'll put him in his place.
We'll put him straight. Yeah. Oh dear. Next question.
Do you what's a male's point of view on this, Jimmerish? Do you think the male's point of view is, she should stop bitching and moaning?
Is it really that big?
Is it? Yeah, exactly. On the flip side,
I remember in America,
is it really that big a deal?
You know, I watched all the week of Valentine's Day. Every American TV show that I watched had a special on Valentine's Day, so they're obviously pretty obsessed about it. But I've just never grown up really. Okay. Yeah. And in fact, this may be the first year of my life that's even come to my attention, probably because of doing this show and some other people asking me. It's
really been put in your face.
Yeah, and I'm just like, whoa. But I guess if you've been together a while and he normally gets you something for Valentine's Day and this year didn't.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's up with that? All right. Thanks for writing in anyway.
Thank you for writing in.
Dear Betty, I'm single, lonely, just got terminated from my first job. Not my fault, long story. Virgin, living with my parents and don't have many friends. I know people have worse problems, but I get down. I know that I can find a girlfriend if I ask a bunch of chicks out, but I don't know. I'm in a rut right now. Age 22 to 25, he's informing us, and it's from Jobless Virgin.
There's nothing wrong with being a virgin.
Yeah, I think that's the least of your issues.
You know?
Or maybe not.
Be proud of it.
I think it's different for guys. I think like we were telling that other girl, you got to go out there and meet people.
Yeah. You gotta
even though you don't find a hobby maybe, or find a job that has a more social job.
Yeah, exactly. Find a social job. It's a good mix of girls
and boys, and I worked at one job that was like just a bunch of guys working out. It was kind of fun at first, but it was just like it was just so antisocial because like I didn't really get along with them as I had my own guy friends, so I didn't really hang out with them much. Yeah. And then you didn't meet any new girls or anything. And my new job, I seem to make more friends there just because it's more of a social job, working in a restaurant. Yeah. I met Candace.
Yeah.
And now we're doing this show. And you never know what happens, so.
I think don't be sad. I think being a virgin, it's empowering, And when you tell people you're a virgin, it kind of empowers them as well. You're letting your light shine and enables other people to shine because they think, wow.
I'm sure some girl out there wants to crack your cherry.
Yeah, definitely.
Just got to choose carefully.
If you really want, find yourself a nice girl. Someone that deserves you. Yeah.
So if I ask out a bunch of chicks, I bet you I can get a girlfriend by the law of averages.
By the law of averages. Ask out 10 girls.
Chances are one will say yes. Yeah.
I've heard this theory before. It's about numbers.
Yeah.
You go to a club. You talk to every girl there. You talk to 22 different girls.
Yeah.
Chances are you'll get one phone number.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Maybe take someone home. Numbers, people. You know what I mean? You can't don't just you can't just go to a club and talk to one girl.
I thought of this.
You've only got one chance. Numbers, boys. Talk to as many girls as you can. Not hook up with as many girls as you can, but talk. Talk to everyone. Talk to all the girls. We are all beautiful, all shapes and sizes, whatever. No matter what they look like. You go talk to every girl there. You never know.
Why don't I do this one? I don't know if that works because I've been in a situation where I've had usually if there is only like one, I have only one sort of female acquaintance. It's more likely that we'll, might hit it off or something. Then if you have multiple, I just can't juggle them, And then usually they all just collide, and you don't spend enough time. You don't have enough time to pick just one. So be careful of that. I'm just
okay.
From my experience.
But at the end of the day, you need to put yourself out there. 22 to 25-year-old virgin.
Yeah. Come back when you're 35 and you're virgin. Then we got a question.
And there's nothing wrong with living at home at that age either.
Oh.
There isn't, is there?
At 22,
22, 20, between 22 and 25.
Most of my friends, I'd say I've turned 25 recently, and I'd say even the people, I'd say quite a large percentage of either people who have proper jobs now are still living at home because they're, their parents have let them to save up money to one day buy a house or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's different times. We're in different financial circumstances.
Although, maybe moving out, meeting some new friends or housemates could help.
Would definitely be empowering as well.
Yeah. So maybe look at that when you get a job.
Help your self-esteem.
Go to it, find a job where it's in a social thing, like at a restaurant or someplace like that.
Or like at a cinema,
cinema
with lots of young boys and girls our age.
And then,
bar, nightclub, somewhere like that.
Yep. And then once you're got a job, move out.
Yeah.
Find some cool housemates that you can hang out
Get some
with.
Independence. Help your self-esteem out.
Yeah. And I took my own advice.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Dear Betty, my boyfriend and I have been going out for just over a year. About a month ago, I moved out on my own because I could no longer tolerate the living situation I was in. For 6 months, my boyfriend lived together, and in those 6 months, our relationship went from good, bad, worse, terrible. This last month we lived together, we spent most of it not talking and broken up. Now that I have moved out on my own, my boyfriend has strangely taken this turn to become a complete gentleman, complimenting me, doing things for me, calling and texting, and telling me he loves me all the time. And all of these things he would never do when we lived together. Also, when we lived together, we would never have sex. He would give me excuses that he was tired, etc., or just didn't feel like it. Now he wants it all the time. Because of his uncharacteristic, I'm wondering why all of a sudden the change and what has caused this change in behaviour. Prior to my moving out, I noticed a strange relationship with my gay landlord evolve over the months we lived together. It went from going downstairs to have a drink to all-night drinking binges and doing drugs. Our landlord went from being our landlord to being his best friend. Our landlord is gay, blatantly so, and has hit on my boyfriend dozens of times, if not hundreds, right in front of me. It got to the point where my boyfriend stopped talking to me and would ignore me for days while he hid downstairs with our landlord. He would listen for hours about our landlord's problems while he wouldn't give me 10 minutes for my grievances about my day. I felt like I became the house pariah, and all I wanted was the loving boyfriend I once had to come back and acknowledge me. I needed to be loved and cared about, and told him this. I tried to be open and honest, tried to talk to him, and it was like we were speaking to each other in a different language. He didn't understand me when I was clearly telling him why I was upset. I tried, and it got worse and worse, as if my trying was only pushing him farther away. He didn't mind my landlord hitting on him. In fact, he seemed to enjoy the attention. Many times they have been alone, going hot...
It's pretty epic.
Many times they have been alone, going hot, rubbing naked together. Getting drunk and high, watching movies, eating dinner together, and even giving each other massages. I have been told that this behaviour is not normal of a hetero guy.
That is not heteronormative.
Especially one who claims he wants to marry me and have my children.
No.
He still lives in the house now and hangs out with our landlord, and now I have no clue what is going on as I no longer live there. My boyfriend has already lied to me about doing coke many times, and I have to wonder if he is lying to me about his relationship with our landlord. Yeah. My gut is telling me something is off, especially with his new behaviour towards me. I love him, but I can't be with him if he's gay or he has cheated with the landlord. I've asked him outright, but of course he denied it. But even how he answered me made me suspicious. This man has been asking me my ring size, and I don't want to be presented with an engagement based upon lies. I don't want to be in the woman he has kids with, and I find in bed with another... I don't want to be the woman he has kids with, and I find in bed with another man 2, 3, 5 years or months, whatever from now.
Yeah.
Please, I don't need negativity. I just want to make the right choices in my life, as I want him to be true to himself. He could be curious. He could just be looking for a shoulder to lean on, as he has gone through a lot with his family concerning his brother. It could be many things, but there has been signs, and I don't want to be with someone who is unsure about what they want in their lives, or is only using me as a cover. Any advice, wisdom would be helpful. Please take in consideration that I do love him and want the best for him, but I've been hurt too many times to put myself through another disappointment, heartbreak. From Estelle. Whoa.
Whoa, Estelle. It sounds like he is going through a lot right now, probably personally, with the drugs and the alcohol and hanging out with the gay landlord, rubbing naked against each other.
I think you've seen the signs.
I think the signs are all there. I'm pretty sure he is a homosexual, and it might be a cover, him trying to be with you. Mm-hmm. He could be high. He could be high when he's saying all of this. God, you just don't know. Do people in drugs? I don't understand. I don't get it why they're doing it. But yeah,
just to take the edge off life. Just to take the edge off. No,
but I think you need to let him go. You just let him go.
It's
and
life is like a boomerang. Go. If you love something, throw it away. It'll come back to you. Something like that.
So if you love something, let it go. If it comes back,
it loves you.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's to quote Christina Aguilera.
It's one of our. We should put that in our rule of thumb list.
Yeah, rule of thumb.
Just,
let him go. And see what
There's
happens.
another saying: "Is absence makes the
heart grow fonder."
Yeah, and obviously once you moved out,
as soon as you moved out, then he wants you back.
Oh, I miss that company. Yeah. I've learned this from experience: is that if you really want a successful relationship, you've got to give people space, and then they sort of come back to you.
Exactly. I think it's exactly what Estelle needs to do. Give him space.
And if they don't, then it was just not meant to be.
Exactly. Because one day it sounds like you're going to walk in and him and the landlord are going to be rubbing.
And tugging.
Rubbing penises. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool, Estelle. You know what's going on. Give him space. Give him time. And see what happens.
Yes. That was a very long letter. Please give him shorter, but I did like that letter.
No, I like the letter, though.
Yeah.
Don't give in to him, though. Don't have sex with him. Just stay,
Yeah. Just
distance.
Well.
Distance.
Just say you're not...
yourself from him.
He's got to work out... Tell him he's got to work out who he is.
And what does he want?
Yeah.
I know he's telling you that he wants to marry you and be with you and blah, 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 blah.
It's probably because he's scared of coming out as gay, and he wants you to be married and you be the cover for his gay relationship.
Yeah. Just say that you need time as well.
Maybe take him to some kind of help group about how to come out. Because, I've known people who have really, really totally flamboyant, out of the closet gay friends. And then they themselves have taken a while to come out, even though they've got people around them that
know they're gay and they love them anyway. But
so it depends on the person. Sort of maybe think about his parents. What is maybe scared of coming out to his parents? Maybe that's what.
Yeah, she did mention that he's had problems with the brother and the family and stuff. So
maybe
could all be part of it.
What? Yeah. Well, that's it. That's what I run out of questions for this week.
Out of questions. Oh.
But
thank you for listening. Valentine's Day special. Valentine's Day special.
We're a bit late, but thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
It's always Valentine's Day applicable. These serious problems. If something's wrong on Valentine's Day, it's wrong everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's a sign, folks.
It's a sign for it's a bit of a sign for what's happening in the relationship. Is kind of being highlighted on the day.
Yeah.
But sex is another barometer for what's going on in your relationship too.
And if two guys start rubbing each other down naked,
if they're rubbing naked,
they're going to be gay, because I know there's a lot of homophobia. I just don't think two guys would do that if they didn't at least bisexual. So
yeah.
And then if he's bisexual, he's still cheating on you with that guy.
Exactly.
Just because he's not gay. Well,
he's kind of emotionally cheating on her as well.
Yeah, spending all that time.
Spending all the time with him.
You never know. Maybe they've started a Dungeons and Dragons club and they're just playing and they don't want you to know because they think you're embarrassed.
Maybe.
I've heard that happen before.
Well, that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Don't ask me why I know that.
So yeah.
Speaking of which, Jimmerish FM starting a Dungeons and Dragons podcast Wednesday nights. or every second Wednesday night, probably fortnightly. You can keep
Listen in.
abreast on our Twitter feed at
Keep
twitter.com.
Keep abreast.
Yeah, whoa.
Whoa.
Everything we do on Jimmerish FM, best way to keep abreast is follow us on Twitter at jimmerish.fm, twitter.com/JimmerishFM, all one word. You can also become a fan of ours on Facebook. Just search for Jimmerish FM on Facebook, become a fan, or click the link on the sidebar on our page at fm.jimmerish.com. Tonight with us is Candace. You can find her on Twitter, and you can Twitter her and see what she's up to. I've set it up on her iPhone so she can broadcast the world if she wishes to while I'm not around. I said twitter.com/candy, CAND_K_.
Yep,
I'll link to that.
CANDI_K_.
I'll link to her name will be the link to her Twitter profile. Yeah. And don't forget to send your questions in to jimmerish.fm@gmail.com.
Yep, send in your questions. We're here to help. We're here to give the best relationship advice in town. The most conservative relationship advice in town. Yeah. We're your best friends. Email me, Betty. Dear Betty.
I'll work
Dear
to get
Betty.
some kind of outrageous, crazy
Jimmerish.
psycho on here just to balance us out.
Jimmerish.fm@gmail.com. Yeah. Oh, we just got a message.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I was probably saying I gotta go.
All right.
But,
thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for downloading us on the
podcast.
On the podcast.
You can, obviously, if you're listening to us, chances are you've already subscribed to us, but you can go write us a review on our iTunes page. So go into iTunes store on your iTunes, search for Betty and the Beast, and you can leave a review. And more reviews we get, doesn't matter if they're good or bad, helps us move up the rankings and move our popularity. So, we'd love to have a review.
We would love your feedback.
Yeah.
We would so love
Write
your feedback.
Write a blog post about us.
Any good...
And tell us how conservative.
And tell us, or blog about us.
And link to us.
Blog about us, link to us, love us, review us.
Anyway, I think it's enough
Write
self-indulgence.
Thank you, guys.
Us.
About us.
No worries. I hope you live listeners had an entertaining time. You can always, if you want to know when we're going live, always follow our Twitter feed. That's the best way to find out. Twitter. Let's go.
Let's go.
Before we said that, I'm repeating myself. Thanks for coming, Candace.
No worries,
Hopefully we'll be
Beast.
back next week.
Good night, everyone. Love, Betty.
Night.
Betty.
Betty and the Beast.
Tale as old as time.
You can find the Jimmerish FM website at fm.jimmerish.com.